Is being a prepper a scam? What is a prepper? It is someone who is prepared for the unknown or situations that they are concerned about. Society in times past has often and still does consider them crazy people or not normal in the modern scheme of things. And that's the topic for today's video. And I'm going to be reading off of the dialogue that I wrote up here to reference. So, with the events in the last few years and more, people are coming on board with the idea of being prepared. Examples include extreme weather, economic situations, supply chain situations, and of course that particular event that we all experienced a couple of years ago without saying what exactly. For those who are waking up to the fact that our modern society can change in an instant, they realize getting themselves prepared is a critical part of living life. In essence, you want some resources that you can count on, that in your own home, that you don't have to go out and try to get when extreme situations happen. Let me give you an example. For me personally, back when that situation happened, I went to our local Walmart and was filling my buggy up with my favorite food items at the time and was going to check out. And what do you know? The power has to go out. So they're getting everybody out of the store because you can't check them out. And so I had to leave my buggy full of my favorite food items that I was having a hard time getting a hold of previously. So that was quite sad, of course. So what would happen for those folks who don't keep their shelves somewhat full of food? And let's say that an event were to happen and you would have riots and chaos and stores get cleared out. And that's already happened in good times. So what happens for those who don't have very much or don't keep very much and something extreme happens? Well, good luck to them because they're not going to survive very long. So this is the reason why those who call themselves prepper prepare for situations. And more recently, I have been thankful to have extra food in my pantry for myself, because with inflation the way it has been, I find myself going back to my pantry a little more often than I would like to, and taking those items out and having them handy so that you don't have to worry about going to the store and not finding what you want. And then, of course, you want to try and replace those things when you can, just to keep a certain amount in stock. And it's already come in handy at other times when it's either too cold out and you don't want to go to the store. Or in another scenario, I had surgery about a year or so ago. I had everything I needed on hand. I was able to take care of myself and didn't have to worry about going anywhere. Just so many situations that it's just nice to have extra on hand to take care of yourself. And so other events, tornadoes, wildfires, extreme weather like we have here in Florida with hurricanes, And you want to have at least a week's worth of water on hand for you or your family. And there is information out there how you can calculate and what you can do for that. And of course, every situation is different. Now, I also recommend that you have some filters on hand, like the Sawyer mini filter, so that if that runs out, most likely you'll have a source of water nearby that you can filter and still drink, depending on how long the situation goes. Some people have actually had to deal with basic public services being non-existent for up to a month. So just keep that in mind with where you're at. Anything can happen. And what about if your well goes out, if you happen to have a well? So, you want to have backup. As they say in the preparedness community, 3 is 2, 2 is 1, and 1 is 0. Meaning that if your primary goes down and you don't have any backup, you're screwed. Or if you have 2, at least you have a backup. And if something happens to that one and you have 3, well, then you can always go back to that. So always have backup especially on your critical things. So sanitation is critical, and thankfully we have options now that make that easier to deal with. And lighting, in my opinion, is very important, and one of the top 4 things that you need to be concerned with, because without lighting, well, it's going to be very difficult and not pleasant at night when you're still need to be doing what you need to do. Communication is also critical, and I recommend that someone in your household or family get their ham radio license, because unlike what you may have been told, you are legally required to have one, even in emergency situations, to be able to talk on the radio. And of course, if you have not practiced legally how to use your radio ahead of time, it's a good chance that you won't know how to use it, and so you might as well not have comms. So go ahead and get your ham radio license, and it's also a fun hobby. So is prepping a scam? Well, obviously not, at least for me and those of us who are aware of these current times and everything that's going on in the world or could happen, or for those of us who pay attention. Maybe not some people who believe in faith only. Just pray, everything will be okay. The good Lord will take care of us when the time comes. Well, no, not so much. He expects us to do for ourselves what we can do, and then he will take care of us when that fails. But he expects us to take care of ourselves and do what we can first. Or those who think nothing bad will ever happen in modern society and nothing will go wrong, and so they just choose to live their lives as if nothing will, and not having learned from situations like the most recent event. So personally, I can't do it. I need to have a few basics around to take care of myself. And bottom line, it is our duty to take care of ourselves and provide for ourselves and our family. It's not the government's responsibility. If everybody is prepared, then the government has more time to focus on getting critical infrastructure back up and running, instead of doubling down and focusing on taking care of the population as well. So do everybody a favor and take care of you and your family first, and allow the government to do what they were designed to do, not taking care of us. So that'll be it for this video. I plan to do more prepping, preparedness, homestead, self-reliance types of videos in the near future. So keep a lookout for that. All right. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one, and make sure to subscribe.